Hey guys, what's up? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing fine and good and dandy. Hello to everybody in there. We got in here Jerry, Keith, Ruby, Nibby, Tab, Use, Deb, Captain, Carolyn, Greenie, Major, George, Frustrated, Angela, Daniel, Dawn, G513, Sandra, Jerry, good to see everybody, guys. Again, guys, this is probably going to be a pretty quick one. I just want to get you guys the information. I will go over the chat rules again real quick so everybody understands. Obviously, I trust my mods, so I'll be putting my chat away here in just a second. But, yeah, just be respectful. That's all. And please try not to, even if you think I don't like a channel, please don't mention them. Or if you think I like a channel, just try not to, people aren't here to defend themselves or anything like that. Just kind of try to leave it, be a little respectful there. That's all I ask. Please don't attack each other. If there's stuff happening on other channels, please address it on the other channels. Don't do it here, please. This is a drama-free zone. I try to give everybody the same amount of respect, and I hope everybody kind of understands that. But again, no vulgarity and things like that. So I just want to run over that because, make sure everybody kind of understands. So, anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the information. This is just a little quick Schumann thing here real quick. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this today. We will be going a little bit more in depth in this in the future. I went in depth pretty much a lot already on this, but can you guys hear me and everything okay, guys? Give me a 5 for 5 if anybody 5 by 5 something, just tell me, hey, kiss my butt, something. Hey Hilly, what's up, bud? I ain't seen you in a minute. Yep, okay, cool. 513, good to see everybody in here, guys. I'm glad. Hey Christine, good to see everybody. All right. So, right now, guys, there's nothing really going on with the Schumann. This could change very shortly with, with space weather coming at us. And, but as of right now, we had a couple decent spikes back here a couple days ago. Schumann's very important. I just have to say that. And I've said it a lot before. So many studies have been done on this. And it will make you sick. It is very important to understand what this thing can do to you. The biggest thing I hear from people, and it helps people understand, I think, is when you get ringing in your ears. If you get ringing in your ears and you come over here and this thing is going kind of crazy, that could be it. That could be why. And again, I'm not going to go too much in depth because I don't really have the time tonight to do that. But I will be again in the future. I've done it before, so just so everybody understands. I want you guys to know, I've said it before. That's why I show it first, because I do think it's the most important thing that I can show you guys. Because it directly relates. You can get sick from that. They put it in the space station. They put it for people that work underground. You have to have that. If you don't have the correct one, you will get sick. It's not a matter of if. You'll get sick and you can, go insane. You can die. There's all kinds of crazy things that happen with that. So just understand that. But to get to the space weather part, guys, look. Okay, constant X-ray production from sunspots. These are actually little spikes. These are actually little bursts. These are small flares, is what these are. Okay, so what's happening is we have a very, it's a pretty unstable sunspot, and I'll show it to you guys here in a minute. It's the same one that blew the one off the side. Oh, I have to give a correction too. Let me do that real quick before I move forward. I was in my video the other day. I was saying that this was the sunspot that blew the big one. It wasn't. It was this one. I'm not sure why I kept pointing to that one. It was this one. All right, that's the one that blew the one off the back. Almost a week ago. So this sunspot has been continuously staying active. So I just wanted to give that correction real quick because I misspoke there. But anyway, we had a flare here that almost got into M class. It didn't quite make it, but it's still, it's not small M-class flares, they're not huge deals for the most part. We can get radio issues and stuff like that, but for the most part, an M-class flare really isn't that big of a deal. What tends to be issues with that is if there is a CME with it, and there was. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some stuff here. And right now, NOAA's prediction or their forecasting models here through the 24th aren't showing anything, but when they show the 25th, they're we're starting to see information and data come in that we could be looking at a G2 storm, which again, it's not catastrophic or nothing like that, but it is bigger than what we've been seeing. Okay, we've seen a G2 once already this year, but this one could be, when they didn't predict it to be a G2 when we got the G2. So with that being said, you often wonder, it just depends on what our angle is here. Okay, the BZ, that's going to be very important when that gets here. Whatever that angle is, that's probably going to make or break how hard that thing hits us. It's going to have a lot to do with it. That's what I will say. All right, but this is the Enlow model here. You can tell. Look at the range here. I don't typically look at this one too much anymore because it seems to be wrong quite a bit. I don't want to say it's wrong. It's just they change it when they get more data in, and they have to. It's just hard to forecast this stuff, and that's kind of why I quit kind of showing it, because I would say, hey, looks like we got this coming, and it would get backed up a day or two. I mean, that's fine. It is what it is, but at the same time, if I'm going to tell you, hey, we're going to have this kind of density on this day, I don't want to be wrong on that, if at all possible. But you can see that this is usually showing 0 to 10. Right now, this is a 0 to 30 range. So this little blip here is more than just a little blip than what we typically see. That's showing like a 15 on density. But, and then the speed here, we're looking at 600, 650, something like that. And again, that's their forecasting. Notice the electron flux is hanging right around 4. Now that is a threshold that we look for. Anything more than that, we'll have to start talking about storm warnings and stuff there too. Our aurora, when we start getting this weather, this is probably going to light up. Just so you know, you can see where our the electron flux here even is upticking. I'll show you this right here. This is the absorption rate. We'll see flares here. When you see these on this graph here, this is the day side. Okay, so when this lights up like this, typically that's the side of the Earth that's facing the sun. So as I run this through here, you're going to see there was a small one, and remember, there's a bunch of them, but they're almost continuous. Okay. And there's more than one sunspot, but the one sunspot's really doing most of the X-ray production right now. But as you can see right there, and then I'll keep going here, and I'll show you the bigger one. See how it's just kind of staying lit up and never really goes away, and you're getting little flashes? Those are other little flares popping. And then there's the bigger one, okay? So that was that bigger one right there, okay? So, I haven't really seen any data on any kind of radio blackouts or anything like that. But I will say that that's strong enough to cause some issues. I'm not sure if it did or not. I looked at the earthquakes also, and guys, right now it's really kind of strange. This is all I'm looking at. I mean, what I'm saying is this looks to be a little bit low in activity, even when I turn this on. All magnitudes. Yes, it's busier, obviously, but we're not seeing any kind of really big ones. The biggest one we had was down here, and it was a 5.5 in the last 24 hours. It's been, we've been having a stretch of days here, 1 or 2, 3, 4 days here in a row now, where we haven't really seen anything much bigger than that. Which is, I just want to point that out. Now, if we get one here, right about here, I'm not seeing any kind of activity right there. We've had this activity here already. That's been hanging around for, months. So, I can't really relate that to that flare. That's what I would say to that. Here is the CME related with that flare. Okay. This is going to hit us. There it is. Okay. I find it interesting if you look at the side view. You see how the southern end of this kind of gets pushed out? I think that's interesting. And the rest of it kind of hangs back. So, but this is going to hit us. This isn't something that's going to miss us. This one will hit. All three of these are showing that it will. It's not like a sideways glancing blow either. I'm not sure if it's like dead on or anything, but you're looking at if you look at the side view here, you can see where the most intense part of that seems to be that color of the red and stuff. So, again, I think what we need to look at here would be the discovered data. And if this BZ, which is the angle at which it hits us, if it gets down -6 or bigger while that thing hits us, it could cause some pretty decent sized issues. So, and these are current conditions right now, geoelectric field. That's our space weather's effect on our electrical grid. Not much really going on, okay? Because we're talking about X-ray when we're talking about flare. When we talk about the geomagnetic activity, we're talking about the CME or the eruption of plasma off the sun that's associated with it, which takes it 3 to 4 days, sometimes 5 days to get here after the flare fires. So there's a time delay there. We're not going to see it immediately, geomagnetically. We're just not going to see it. Not until it gets here. Okay? But what I will say here is, what can we expect? Well, I went through these before. Okay, here's G1 storm. They're predicting a G2. Okay, so if that is what actually happens, we can get high latitude power systems, may experience voltage alarms, long duration. If it's a long duration storm, it may cause transformer damage. CMEs aren't typically long duration storms. When we get long duration storms, usually there's either back-to-back events or there are like a coronal hole that's really large and gives us a lot of solar wind. So, but anyway, these long duration storms could cause transformer damage, spacecraft orientation, corrective actions. In other words, they got to steer them back. That's pretty much what it is. Possible changes in drag affect orbit predictions. Obviously, you're talking about adding friction there, which makes drag, and it will change the orbit of whatever satellites or whatever we're talking about. High frequency radio propagation can fade at higher latitudes. Okay, that's what I was talking about with when we're talking about these geomagnetic storms. A lot of times the biggest issues with these are radio issues for first responders and stuff like that. So, one of the positive things we see are aurora. So that's something I like to point out because that's kind of cool. If it gets any more powerful, obviously you're looking at this stuff. Okay, it can keep going and going and going. Obviously, I don't think it's going to get into G4 or G5. When they say G2, I always think, well, it's probably more of a range of G1 to G3. It could probably fall in there just depending on whatever conditions. They could change their forecasting too if they get, better data in or whatever. If they thought something was one way, one model was showing it this way, one model was showing it the other. Who knows? But I usually give that kind of a range there. But I don't think it's going to be like catastrophic, any kind of thing like that. I want to say that first and foremost before I even go any further. So if I show you guys the flare itself here, it's right here. Okay, we got 3 sunspots right now. Here, here, and here. You can notice how the corona of the sun here is kind of light. It's what I call light. It's showing more holes than anything right here. This is the 211. It does tend to show more of a hole than what's probably really there. So I will say that. So I don't think we've got holes probably about this big, I would think right now, right there. We can't forget that those are connecting to us also, and we're going to get, solar wind from those, even though we're still getting CMEs and stuff and flares and all that kind of stuff in between. So we have to understand that. Now, if I keep going forward here, there's the flare. Boom, with the CME with it. Okay? Now remember, this one blew back here too. It was over here when it blew, and it was just as big. It just went that way a little bit. And it looked like it might give us a glancing blow anyway. I don't think they're forecasting it to do so. If it does, it won't be nothing big. But if that does happen, and this one's kind of right behind it, we could have some more of that, could have some of that geomagnetism hanging around, and it could actually intensify that. I don't look for it to, just to be honest, but, it's all a possibility. So there's your flare, and I know that it's kind of, you see the explosion there. You see how it all gets kind of hazy? That's how you know it had a CME with it, typically, or at least a plasma ejection, whether we want to call it a CME or a filament that might have, lifted off or whatever. But you see that happening right there. Now, I'll show it to you on the 131 because that usually does show a flare a lot better. For whatever reason, we see the signatures and stuff better on this angstrom. So you can see it right there. Boom. Notice how you see more of the flare on the 131 and you don't really see too much of the CME part. That's why we look at different angstroms, because we get to see different things. So I hope that helps explain a few things there. Over here at spaceweather.com, guys, go give them some love. Here's the official sunspots, 28, 16, 17, and 18. It's kind of funny to watch these sometimes because here's the, this one's been hanging around the longest, but yet this one's got the, that one there's got a higher number. So it didn't develop until, it's kind of cool. But you can see that, and I think they're talking about April 25th with the G2 class geomagnetic storms are possible. It was a C 3.8 class flare is what that was that fired that off. So if you guys are wanting to know that. We can go down through here, and again, not going to talk about noctilucent clouds because no need to. This right here has everything to do probably with the meteor shower. All right, so just know that. That's probably nothing more than that. It always happens when we go through a meteor shower, these fireballs really start showing up. There's just more of them. More rocks are flying around. But anyway, you can tell here, nothing really coming real close. Okay, these are lunar distance, which means the distance between us and the moon. All right, when you're talking about 0.7, that means it's inside the distance between us and the moon. That's just what that means. So I'm really not seeing anything too crazy close right now. And that always changes because they'll see more things and they'll add more to this graph. So yeah. But like I said about the coronal hole, see how this has got it looking a little bit more closed up because it's a different angstrom. This is 193. The purple one I showed you was 211. But this is probably more like what it actually is. Okay, these are really probably what the holes actually look like. So yeah. Again, I already showed you guys that. All right, let's go back here. Okay. Let's do that. What the heck? Alrighty. Let's pull that up in there. Let's go big time with that. So, yeah. So what do you guys think? You guys having a good day? I hope you guys are all having a great one. I am going to go ahead and get off here. Hope you guys did. Yeah, you're welcome, Sage. What's up? Just want to say hi to everybody real quick. Hope everybody's hey Russell, what's up, bud? Caroline, how you doing? So yeah, guys. Yeah, so again, like I said, guys, anytime something like this happens, I'll pop on real quick and give you guys an update. And I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget about you guys. It's not like that, okay? I just need to get to the information, and I still want to, hey, Tom, what's up, brother? Oh, man, I forgot to do that. There you go. Yeah, I thought I already did that. Anyway, there you go. So, yeah, guys, I'm not sure if Mark's going on tonight, guys. I imagine he is. I just don't know what time. I haven't gotten a notification or anything yet. Haven't had a chance to talk to him. I was delivering some trees and stuff today, so I wasn't around. But, so yeah. Hey, Rob, what's up, bud? Thinker, what's happening? So yeah, guys. Yeah, you're welcome, Bobany. 5150. All right, guys. I am going to go ahead and get off here. 70 minutes. Okay. Mark will be on in about an hour and 10 minutes, guys. Obviously, you guys know I send you guys over there all the time. Please go over and check it out. We're going to be in the chat. We always are. I think he's still on vacation with his family, so I don't think he's in his basement right now with his green screen and stuff. I'm not sure if he's back home yet or not, but yeah. So be sure to go over to Mark Pires, Renaissance Man. One of my mods can drop the link in there if they want. It would be cool if you could do that. His link's in my description anyway, so is Rip. So yeah, Rip Curl with the preparedness stuff, Ron and his emergency management associates. Great stuff going on over there. And so many others I could just start mentioning, guys. I just don't have the time. So yeah, hey, what's up, brother? There you are. Guys, you need to get over there. Oh, is Ron on right now, Sage? Cool. So yeah, again, guys, Mark said here in about an hour and 10 minutes he's going to be on. That's what Tom was saying, I believe. So please, guys, go over and check him out. It would be so, you guys won't regret it. And I know I say that a lot, but I'm not going to quit saying it. You know, if I could give anybody any kind of positivity, any way that I can, after I show you this crap I just showed you, I'm going to do it. You know, I take a lot of heat for that sometimes. But you know what? I don't care. If I can give some positivity to some people, that's what I'm going to do. And that's my way of doing it. I don't have no other way to make this space where they're all, you know, hippity high pipe and, you know, all chipper. Because frankly, guys, some of the stuff I'm showing you isn't the greatest stuff that could be happening. You know, why do we look at it? Well, because we need to. That's why. So, eat something for me, man. All right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves, and